The European Commission is proposing a new border patrol force to help secure the bloc's external frontiers in the face of the migrant crisis. The agency is set to replace the current EU border force called Frontex. It's going to have greater manpower and a bigger budget too, of around €280 million. That's twice the current level. Here's where the controversy comes in, though. This new border agency will also be granted the right to intervene at the border of any member state, even without the country's consent. And that's got some states up in arms.
Strengthening Frontex, creating a kind of border guard, would by all means be needed, beneficial. But the way the Commission proposed it, for it to be a structure independent from nation states, is astounding. There'd be an undemocratic structure reporting to no one knows who.
I don't think that would be appropriate to have a new kind of regulation which could force any member states to have any kind of measures regarding border patrolling, which is against the willingness of that given countries.
So these proposals will be officially unveiled by the European Commission later Tuesday. Our Europe correspondent Peter Oliver has more on the plan.
What we're seeing right now throughout the EU is it's split between those who support this new border and Coast Guard service wholeheartedly. That's here in Germany, also the French, also Greece supporting it, but they're having their hand forced somewhat. That's just because they're overwhelmed with the amount of refugees that have been arriving on some of the tiny Greek islands there. When I was in the island of Samos just this summer, I was speaking to Coast Guards there, and they were saying that they'll take any help that they can get. However, the reason that this becomes controversial, it will be able to intervene in essentially the sovereign borders of member states without having their permission. Now, that could potentially cause huge rifts. It could be seen as Brussels interfering in the internal integrity of member states. It's something that's going to rile up Eurosceptics across Europe. It will, however, when it comes in, only affect the Schengen zone, but those Schengen nations on the border, particularly those in the east and the Balkan area, well, they could face the possibility of having their borders taken away, or control of their borders taken away from them. When that happens, well, that's going to upset some people quite seriously.